Bruh. Hi everyone, Feed the Knee Food Tano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review of this new PinkPantheress album, Heaven Knows. We have a new LP here from UK internet dance pop phenomenon, PinkPantheress. Her debut, in fact, which arrives after a mixtape and a very strong, relentless string of singles, which have earned her tens of millions of monthly listeners across all streaming platforms, and have also brought back this now retro style of dance pop that leans pretty heavily into breakbeats, atmospheric drum and bass, but with PinkPantheress bringing to it this light, airy, alternative bedroom pop twist. And it's a formula she hasn't varied too much from since popping off, which sure has led to an overall lack of variation, but the tunes have consistently been solid, albeit short, and her production has only gotten vibrant and more layered since her SoundCloud days too. In pure PinkPantheress fashion, this album is short and sweet at 13 tracks in just over 30 minutes, and there weren't too many surprises given how many teasers dropped from this thing. You have Mosquito, whose peppy beats pair really well with its cute but moody chords, plucky bossa nova style acoustics as well as some heavenly swells too, which create a measured but intoxicating sound paired with Pantheress's vocals that are part tender, part robotic. Also, the hushed demeanor with which she sings this song feels like her complicated feelings around money is a secret she's trying to keep close to her chest. There's also Capable of Love, which hits with a much bolder set of breaks, more sparkling acoustic arpeggios, some fuzzed out lead melodies too, which become another blissful backdrop for these almost inhuman vocals that are both hyper-real and surreal at the same time, especially as she sings about a love that after it's gone, she wonders if she'll be able to love again. Of course, also on this record, we have the viral remix of Boy's a Liar or Boy's a Liar, who Ice Spice just multiplies the fun on that track at least a few times over. That grabbing my line is probably one of the most quoted of the year. It's an apt feature that brings me to my biggest problem with the project, as Pantheress clearly has this drive to create another crossover moment with some of these other tracks, but it sometimes leads to collaborations that don't really complement her energy, cause also viral TikTok sensation Central C is on this record, whose appearance on the second half of Nice to Meet You is goofy at best, awkward at worst. I might risk it for a biscuit, put my hand in her jar and try to reach for a cookie sweet, and I can't resist it. Reading this verse makes parts of my brain shut down. Then there's the opening track, Another Life, with Rema, whose instrumental is absolutely epic, but the Rema feature just kind of feels like a generic washed out auto crooner. Wouldn't really say it adds that much to the track. In fact, it sounds a lot more grating in comparison with Pantheress's vocals. Kalela is just about the only inclusion on this record that makes complete and total sense, possibly because she's the closest in style to Pantheress's sound, favoring a lot of breakbeats herself on her last LP of spacey R&B meditations. Either way, she appears on the track Bury Me, which is a little short, even shorter than the album's labeled interlude track, but at least her vibe didn't derail the song entirely. Beyond this feature issue though, the album's core tracks are catchy, solid, and serene, with just enough versatility to keep things from sounding too samey. True Romance is a highlight with its strummed acoustic guitars and punchy beats, which set the stage for a story about a musician who she is in love with, but it's kind of a weird, obsessive, parasocial thing. Meanwhile, OPHELIA, which is much darker, hits us with these persistent images of death, drowning, PinkPantheress's life flashing before her eyes, which is surely metaphorical to some degree, but still, it's quite dark, but also an interesting combo with her usually idyllic sound. And furthermore, if you ever doubted her abilities as a lyricist with a lot on her mind, check out the complicated relationship dynamics on the Isle, or listen to her come to terms with a partner who is dealing obviously with alcoholism and feeling like she's just kind of being put to the wayside over that. We also get two of her catchiest tracks ever with the entrancing Blue. That I'm Not Hanging With You chorus is it. Also shout out to Sam Gellatry, who landed a really nice production spot here. And there's also the track Feelings Too, which I'm kind of surprised this is a Benny X beat on this track. Maybe I sort of underrated his versatility a bit given just how much his reputation is based on a lot of that rage stuff. But this track sounds like a dark, tortured pop odyssey that's like a fusion of Grimes, but also a moody 2000s club hit, maybe some Nelly Furtado, something like that. But it totally works. Overall experience with this record, loved it, really positive. It is a tad bit short, but it does not overstay its welcome. The bop to flop ratio is mint. I feel like in so many ways ways here PinkPantheress brings her sound to fruition, reaches full potential without getting overly ambitious or drifting away from the instant gratification that I think has been core to her appeal. Sometimes, yes, it is a bit basic and by the numbers, and I do think the features are but feeling a light 8 on this record. Transition, have you given this record a listen? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? You're the best, you're the best. What should I review next? Hit the like if you like. Please subscribe and please don't cry. Hit the bell as well. Over here next to my head is another video you can check out. Hit that upworthy link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, PinkPantheress, forever.